Welcome back to another week of food content. Let's just get to it, shall we? So earlier this week, I decided to actually make my own broth. We had this leftover rotisserie chicken carcass that I decided to just chuck into a pot with some aromatics. It's super easy. It's like most simple thing in the world to just make your own broth at home. And that way you can control the level of sodium, etc. You can add as much ginger and just whatever as you want. I think that pretty much makes me like a level 10 domestic goddess. Look at this glorious dish of golden goodness. I have to use my pan for this instead of my pot because like you've seen before, I usually cook my rice in this pot because we do not have a rice cooker, and I accidentally burnt it to a crisp. We're just gonna do it in this pan. If you do have a pot, please do it there. Okay, so we got our rinsed rice, and look, you can use like just normal store-bought broth, but I just so happened to make this already. This would be so much easier if it was in a pot. And it would actually be so nice to add mushrooms or whatever as well to kind of just give a little bit more like depth of flavor. Sometimes I even put tomatoes in there. But the greatest thing about this recipe is that you can kind of just like play around with it and customize it however you like. Okay, so I'm just gonna add in the chicken and spring onion. Voila, let's serve it up. Okay, we're gonna hit it with a little bit of sesame oil, some spring onion, of crispy chili oil we love. Okay, so you do not need to add this step. This is just, I've been craving this for the longest time. It's basically just salted duck eggs. This is like a childhood staple. We used to have it all the time. You could just do a normal fried egg on top, which would make it absolutely amazing. But I just saw these at the market and voila, that is basically the final product. Okay, round two. Today we're gonna be making a couple of things. That is literally all pre-portioned slabs of chicken and pork shoulder. Costco is the best. I like to freeze them. Basically, I pre-portion them into 4 servings. So there's 4 servings of pork in here, 4 servings of chicken in here. It just makes things a lot easier when I have to defrost them. And I got like the Japanese sweet potato, you know, like the let's live to be 100 kind of vibe. If you watched Blue Zones, you'll know what I'm talking about. First things first, we are going to prep our veggies. Okay, moving on to the next dish. We are going to start off with a sauce, oyster sauce, a little bit of soy sauce, some chopped spring onions, and some more of that garlic seasoning blend, a dash of sesame oil, and some fish sauce. We're gonna set that aside because I want to add some of the pasta water to it. It's just like a wheat noodle. You can use whatever noodles you like. I am just going to boil that for a few minutes. I like to put the spring onions first and then top it with some of the hot noodles so that it kind of just like lessens the sharpness of the onions. I'm going to add some of the pasta water to that sauce, shake it up so it just becomes a little bit thicker. And then we're going to fry up some ground chicken. You can use whatever meat that you like. We're going to use some of that sauce that we just made. I'm also just going to add a little bit more soy sauce just for a touch more saltiness because as you can see, I'm not adding any salt to this. And obviously some spinach because apparently I'm being sponsored by spinach for this video. I'm going to top the noodles with some of our carrot ribbons, and then we're going to top it off with some of that mince and the remaining sauce. And honestly, this was like mwah, a 10 out of 10. It was stunning. Highly, 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 highly recommend. Okay, so it's a little bit of a fail right now because I definitely did not let it bake long enough. So yeah, I would probably say 35 minutes is the way to go. I think I'm just like always too scared of like over baking cakes because I don't want them to be dry. Anyways, we're just kind of gonna move past that.